What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Sunday morning episode of the Daily Juice podcast with me, Matt Perrault. What is up, boys and girls? If you missed yesterday, yes, your eyes and ears are not deceiving you. I am back hosting this podcast once again, and, well, as you would probably expect it, the Juice hosted by Matt Perrault, and we're down the Juiced in day number 1. 2-2 day yesterday. Not great with Kansas. And not great with Creighton, but we got the Indiana victory and we got the over in Iowa. So 2-2, down 0.2 units. 0.2, not 2, 0.2. So really, not a lot of blood at all. Lost. Not great. Flat day, 0 day as we start this trek. Now, a couple things quickly here. When we do this every day, there's going to be the ups and the downs, okay? We are in this for the long haul. We understand that things are going to be great at times and things aren't going to be great at times. We're going to get hot. We're going to get cold. Just the way that this goes, okay? The Discord channel, and the link is underneath me if you're watching on YouTube, bettingpros.com/chat to get in, is a really fun place to be. Now, I'm taping this at 10:15 Pacific time right now. There's a UFC card going on right now. It's kind of crazy, but it's fun to see all my night owls who are up in the Discord channel hanging out, watching games and watching these fights. We just watched St. Mary's beat Gonzaga in overtime. That's what makes the Discord channel so fun to be a part of, because when the podcast is going on or, games I'm not betting, things you can get involved with, you can hear and see what other people are playing. And any live betting opportunities. I mean, I jumped in with the Kansas -4. I hit myself in the head with that. That was stupid of me to do that. But other live bets I like to make and other plays, other thoughts I've got on the UFC main card tonight and whatnot. So it's a really fun place to be, and it's a really great way to interact. And if you have any questions, anything you want to run by me, it's a great way of getting at me. My handle on there is @SportsTalkMatt 2.0. Everything else socially, it's @SportsTalkMatt. But Discord channel, it's at SportsTalkMatt 2.0. And so it's just fun to be back. It's fun. Thank you for all the warm notes, DMs, messages, tweets on Instagram and Twitter, DMs, everything you guys have done to make me feel really welcome and warm coming back into this. I couldn't be happier being back. So let's get into it. And look, I hate today. All right. Today is a brutal day in betting. I only have 2 plays, both in college basketball. I thought about looking at NBA. I wanted to go ahead and take Memphis today. I just can't stomach it overnight. I wanted to take the Kings tonight. I can't stomach it overnight. It's just too difficult right now with the NBA. And, I mean, the NHL comes back tomorrow, thank goodness. So I got hockey on Monday, so that will be fun to get into it. We'll have hockey and we'll have college basketball, so we'll have 2 sports to bet. I just find the NBA almost unbettable right now, and it's just a simple, dislike on my part here when it comes to it. But if you want to use a free opportunity or an opportunity to get they don't like the words risk-free because it's bonuses, but BetMGM's offer is pretty good. It's really good. Your first bet up to $1,000 for new users with the promo code JUICE at BetMGM. If you don't win, $1,000 in free bonuses that they'll give you back for doing it. So you get extra opportunities to bet. It's a big, in the industry right now, we're trying to figure out what's the right word to say for what the books are going to give you. Essentially, they're going to give you a chance to bet back and win back your money, I guess is the best way of saying it. But it's a pretty good offer from BetMGM right now with that promo code JUICE, $1,000 first bet offer for new users with BetMGM. Okay, let's talk about Penn State and Nebraska. Man alive, I think Penn State's winning this game, okay? But the number worries me. It's over a bucket. Penn State's offense is there, but home teams in college basketball in February. My spidey sense is going off here with Nebraska. I'm a little concerned about laying points on the road with a Penn State team. So I think the total is a better thing to look at. Total is 136 right now. Now, KenPom has this as essentially 134. So we're a little bit over on KenPom in terms of they think it's going to be an under game. Here's why I think we could see a lot of points being scored in this game. Penn State's offense is pretty good. Penn State's offense right now, if you look at KenPom, it's in the top 25 for offensive efficiency this season. Nebraska's defense is not bad either. Nebraska's offense, they don't score, okay? But Penn State defensively, they're not that good either. They're nearly out to the top 100 defensively. Nebraska is at 53 right now on KenPom for defensive adjusted efficiency. It's pretty good. They don't give up a ton of offensive rebounds. They hit their free throws, which is big when it comes to betting overs. We want free throws. Penn State's not great at that, but Penn State is in the top 20 for three-point percentage, and they're also in the top 60 for 2-point percentage, top 20 for free throw percentage. We need them to hit shots today. Again, if this over is going to hit, we need Penn State to cover, most likely. Now, I said that about Iowa. Iowa didn't cover that 3-point line last night. I was thinking about laying the 3 points with Iowa, and I said, all right, let's bet the over instead. Over hit. Iowa didn't cover. Iowa won by 2. I feel like there's a similar thing going on here with Penn State -5. I feel like Penn State could win this game by 4 points, and we don't cover, but the over comes into play at 136, and we get that. And I think it's a safer play to come in and bet the over 136 and just hope that Nebraska scores enough points to get us there. Now, if you look at how these teams have played over the last couple of weeks, Penn State on the year is 12-10 to the over. Nebraska is 16-6-1 to the under. But against the Big Ten, Nebraska's 5-7 to the over. So 7-5 to the under. Not as big of a margin. 7-4 to the over for Penn State in the Big Ten, just 6-4 to the under. They're an under team, Penn State on the road, and Nebraska is abysmal, okay? 7-1 to the over or 7-2-1 to the under at home this season. So I might go like, Matt, what are you doing? Well, the Northwestern game went over by 13 points. They gave up 78 points to a Northwestern team that doesn't score all that much, and 3 of the last 4 games for Penn State have gone over. Over against Purdue, they gave up 80 points to Purdue. They got killed 80-60 in their last game on the road. They scored 83 points against Michigan at home. They gave up 65 points to Rutgers. That game went under because they were ice cold in that one. But against Nebraska, they scored 76 points at home. Nebraska scored 65, and this game went over by 6.5 points. So change of venue, and you go, okay, the number is adjusted by 1.5. It's 136. The previous total was 134.5. Game went over by 6.5 points. Here we have 136, so essentially it's just a 1 possession difference. I need Nebraska to score 65 points or more. I think Penn State's going to get 70 or more. Let's get both teams into the 70s here, and let's go over for 1.1 units over Penn State and Nebraska. It might be an ugly game, but it might be a better game than we think because I can't get around to bet Ohio State and Michigan. I don't know what to do with that game. That game's really hard to bet. I want to bet Michigan. My head says bet Michigan, but my better, sports betting acumen says Ohio State's live and be really careful with Ohio State given that this is a rivalry game and it's a big game on a Sunday. College basketball kind of has it to their own here with no hockey, only a select number of NBA games being played. A lot of college basketball fans are going to be watching Big Ten basketball. Ohio State, Michigan's the game of the day. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch, but I lean Michigan, but I don't know what to do with it. I couldn't come around to betting it. I wanted to bet it, but I couldn't get there in order to bet it. I was like, man, I want to, but I couldn't do it. So there's a cool thing Betting Pros has got going on, something that's been added here since I actually left, and that is these very cool tools. You can subscribe right now to the Betting Pros YouTube channel and comment below on this video. And they made me say that, by the way, so don't make fun of me. It should be underneath me, not below me. Because when you do, you can win a free upgrade to Betting Pros Premium. Whether you're looking for access to exclusive picks, top-rated player props, or custom analysis of your betting performance, Betting Pros Premium has the tools that can help you cash more bets. Plain and simple. Don't want to wait for the giveaway? Sign up today at bettingpros.com/upgrade. That's bettingpros.com/upgrade and start betting smarter, not harder. All right, let's go into bet number 2 on the day. And this one's going to be interesting. Houston against Temple, number 1 team in the country in action on the road. Again, what I talked about earlier, it's February, home teams in February, man. St. Mary's, they knocked off Gonzaga, they're 10-0 now in conference. They were at home. Indiana at home. Iowa State at home. Creighton at home. Okay, home teams in February. Here's Temple at home. It's a game on ESPN2, 6 p.m. Eastern time start for this one. Houston lost to Temple at home just 3 games ago. They were 19-point favorites, and they lost by 1. They turned around and beat Central Florida, but then they didn't cover against Cincinnati, and they didn't cover against Wichita. These numbers are inflated because Houston was so good against the spread earlier in the year. Temple is playing extremely well right now. They are 8-2 ATS over their last 10 games. They are 7-5 at home ATS, but they're playing much better, 4-1 over their last 5. And get this, in conference play, Temple is 8-2 ATS. Houston, because they're a top-ranked team and because people pay attention to them, they got the little number 1 against their name, the numbers get inflated. The number's 11.5 here for Houston on the road. I got a home dog at plus 11.5 and a team that just beat Houston outright as 19-point dogs in their place. So while the narrative is, here comes Houston, angry, mad, and they're not going to get into the foul shooting fight that they got into in the first matchup, maybe not. Temple just wants to go ahead and make this thing really ugly. I lean towards the under in this game, but the total is 131.5. I mean, this is just really, really low. And Houston conference play-wise, they're 7-3 to the over in conference play. And it really concerns me. But the last game was 56-55. If Temple's going to win the game outright, the under is going to hit, okay? So you want to bet, you can correlate this even if you want. You want to get a little funky, you can take the 11.5 the points. You can correlate it with the under. You can go ahead and just under in the dog, right? A lot of times it's favorite and over. This is under in dog. If you want to correlate the two and do a parlay, you might get yourself a little extra. If you want to go ahead and jump on that, I don't mind doing that. I'm just going to take the 11.5 points, and I hope that we see a very similar game that we saw on the 22nd of January, which is going to be a very low-scoring game, grind it out, free throw contest, just burn that shot clock right down, and you get the home crowd for Temple. You got this rocking atmosphere in Philadelphia. It's been a big run for Philadelphia lately, right? You get a lot of really cool storylines with the Eagles and the Sixers. Flyers aren't really doing their part, but this is a home game for Temple. And if they can withstand the early punch from the Cougars that will come in the first 5 minutes, keep themselves there, ride the home court, I'll take the 11.5. I do lean towards the under, but 1.1 units, we're going with Temple plus 11.5 at home up against Houston here today. So, like I mentioned, I don't like the card. I'm not going to go heavy. I'm not going to force it here today. We got a lot to bet on Monday. I'm headed to the Super Bowl on Monday, so we got a lot of cool things coming up with that in picks and plays and prop bets, and we'll have a ton of stuff coming for the Super Bowl with the Eagles and the Chiefs, but I'm just going to kind of go into a Sunday and not force my hand here and just do 2 bets, and we're going to go ahead and take the over Penn State and Nebraska 136, and we're going to take Temple at plus 11.5 at home coming up against Houston. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Sports Talk Matt, in the Discord channel at Sports Talk Matt 2.0 as well. Every single morning, great to be back with you. It's the Daily Juice Podcast being brought to you by BetMGM.